Hello, folks, and welcome to 10 Points Under.
Where I don't care too much for Eastmood. 10 points can't buy me love.
Huh.
Can't buy me love.
That was an excellent tagline. Thank you, Taylor.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Stay tuned for our full cover of that song.
I'm your host, True Murray, and this is...
Big Bullfrog. Or Taylor. I go by both. Yeah.
No identity crisis this time?
No, I've come to terms with my dual personality, and I'm just embracing it both right now.
Oh. You should probably go to a doctor for that. I heard some people need doctors for those things.
Nah, because all you need is love. Do-do-do-do-do-do. All you need is to love both of your personalities. Do-do-do-do-do.
Gotcha. Anyway, Taylor, what do we have in store for our lovely fans this week?
All right, so this is the last round one game of Online Heroscape Season 33. Well, the last game that I have recorded. There were a couple that I wasn't able to get recorded, but that's okay because we've got some really good ones.
Cool.
This game is between... Oh, I promised I was going to figure out how to say this name, but...
what is it? Viideosayg?
Yeah.
Viideosayg.
Or Viideosayg. We'll just call him Video.
I don't know. Seiji sounds kind of cool.
Seiji? We'll call him Seiji. Yeah.
Seiji. Okay.
Seiji. Yeah. Okay. So in the north, we've got Seiji. Seiji, if you have a preference for how you'd like us to pronounce your name, just let us know, and we can fix that in the future. But in the north, we have Seiji. He's running 3 squads of axe grinders of the Burning Forge. Derek Ambershard as his dwarven hero, and then he also has Heirloom and Meeberksa. Heirloom being my favorite personal hero in the game, just because he's a jack of all trades.
I'm not gonna lie, Taylor. This is an army that I would personally love to play. In fact, it is an army that I have played, except without Heirloom and Meeberksa.
Yeah. Why is that true? Why do you like this army?
Because good stats are good, and it's dwarves. Who doesn't like dwarves?
I mean, elves, but...
Hey, we don't need to bring race into this.
That's true.
Anyway, down in the south.
Yeah, down in the south, we have... Sorry. Stuttering a little bit this morning, but in the south we have Doc, who is one of the best Heroscape players, period, you could say. I know he's won the GenCon main event at least 3 times.
Oh, wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, potentially more, but I know he's won it the most out of all of the GenCon attendees, as far as I know. Actually, I guess I shouldn't be too authoritative on that because I could be wrong, but he has won it a lot. He does really, really well. He's when people think of the top Heroscape players, he's definitely in the top grouping, if not the top player.
So you're saying that we'll probably be seeing some high level play going on here today.
Oh yeah. I'm really excited for this one. I do know how it ended again because it's a recording. I did see the last round or 2 of this one as well, but hey, I stopped that. For the future ones, I won't know how they end, even though I'll know who won. I won't know how it ended or what figures were on the board because I started using my spoiler shield, aka a shirt on top of the monitor. So
that's what I would say too if I was a big spoiler watcher, reader,
whatever.
Yep.
Anyway. But yeah, so this will be a really exciting game. Seiji in the north, he's also he's been to Gen Con a fair amount. I don't know a ton about him, but he's a really good player too. So yeah.
That's all we can ask for.
Yep. That's
cool. Well, start her up, my friend.
Vroom. All right, so and Doc wins initiatives out of the gates.
It looks like so. Oh, never mind. I was mixing up the initiative rolls and the armies order markers, and I thought Seiji was playing the Knights and the Mohicans, and I was like, I am so confused right now in this moment. But
Yeah, someday I'll just say the wrong armies for the wrong players just to throw you off.
crap. It will certainly throw me off. That said, it looks like Doc is leading off with the Knight part of his army, which seems pretty good because I don't think those dwarves are going to be getting into range or melee range right away.
Yeah, it'll probably take them a while to get into range. I don't think Seiji's gonna go too aggressive with them. He'll probably more slow roll. So yeah, the only offensive pressure that Doc really, really needs to worry about right out of the gates is potentially me Berksaw coming out and taking some pot shots. But yeah, that's one of those things where like me Berksaw's really dangerous, but once you realize that he's only shooting one figure per turn, you can play around him. He's still dangerous if you don't play around him because that one figure per turn stacks up.
Mm-hmm.
But with some careful play, you can play around it fairly well.
That said, one thing that I've noticed Doc's starting zone was he had 2 knights in the water rather than having them on even ground with the rest of his army. That is a very interesting placement, I do say so. Why do you think he's done that?
So I'm thinking that he did have 1 knight in the water and a Mohican in the water when there were 2 spaces open on the even ground remaining for him that he could have taken. I'm guessing. I mean, I can't know Doc's reasoning, but I'm guessing it's simply because he wants to bear left. He wants to take the left hill and make sure that's more secured than the right hill, basically.
Very interesting.
You see, he's got on the right, he's got the 1 knight that's out there, and it's not in a super relevant position, you could say, but it is in a position where if he takes Valda, he could also hop onto Dagmar for an initiative switch.
Very interesting, especially if he does get Valda, because 6 movement knights, that is a very scary threat.
Yeah. Fast knights, basically anything with 4 move, once you give it 6 move, it becomes a lot more scary. I mean, you could say that with any movement bonus for any figure, but knights, zombies in particular, get really scary.
Oh, and it looks like he's potting up right around that Valda glyph.
He really wants to hold that.
That's very interesting. Oh, changing his mind there. He could try to be a little bit of aggressive here and get some attacks in on some of those dwarves, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, not quite. Maybe on Derek, but
he's still out of range, or at least out of threat range of them. He is actually in a position for the dwarves to counterattack him, which is why I'm a little surprised at him going for Valda turn 2 right now. But
for me, I'd probably, if I was Seiji, I'd probably not take a turn with my Dwarven hero just to get that 6 move and potentially take that knight off of that glyph.
Yeah, because if you can get a kill right there, then that's basically a free kill. I guess Doc is grouping up more knights behind to threaten. It could be kind of a bait. Throw a knight on the glyph, and then if Seiji goes to kill it and commits too hard to it, then he could counterattack, put Finn on the glyph, and then swarm in knights and counterattack. The thing that I'm not certain about with that is Doc only has 2 squads of knights. And so losing knights hurts him more than it hurts Seiji to lose some dwarves.
Very interesting. He brought Derek up instead.
Yeah, just stabbed that knight right in the face, not in the back, because it wasn't a sneak attack. So
very, very true. Though that's with all that out of the way, I think this is a very interesting maneuver for Seiji because now he can move up his dwarves up around Derek, and if he tries to take some, if Doc tries to take some swings at Derek, he could potentially get some backstabs in.
Yeah, that's true. Derek is a beast when he's got allies nearby. He's really, really good. I mean, I find that usually the cheapest bonding heroes tend to be the best bonding heroes, like Berksoff for the Romans, Derek for the dwarves. I mean, like they're not quite the jack of all trades like Mogrim Forgehammer could be, but they're just really, really good for those niche uses. And when you use them for that, they just get insanely good. Like 6 attack with Derek, it's really strong.
Oh, here comes a Finn attack on Derek, speaking of which, and he hides very successfully.
Oh, yeah.
Not easy peasy.
You cannot find him in that darkness.
He grew up in the darkness. He is the darkness. All right. Getting some knights into position here.
Yeah, he can only get one knight up to attack on an even ground attack. He could get a low ground attack if he really, really wanted to, but I don't know that Doc's going to commit that hard. It looks like he's really just trying to surge in and just really take control of this hill. His start zone positioning, the way he's developing his knights, it just says he really, really wants to keep control of this hill.
Yeah, this is turning out to be quite an interesting battle. If he decides to activate Derek here, he could potentially get a pretty good wound on Finn. But when Finn dies, I'm sure he's going to put his warrior spirit on Brave Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Which potentially just makes the second half of his army even more powerful.
Yeah, 5 attack Brave Arrow, that's a pretty scary concept.
One might say that that Brave Arrow is ready to crack some nuts with 5 attack. Like that Berksa or Heirloom.
Yeah, one might say that. I don't know why one would use that particular analogy.
Well, it's because I'm myself, so yep.
Pretty nutty. I don't know. It sounded like you were like setting up a clever pun or something, but
oh no, I was not.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm mildly disappointed, but it's all good.
This is very interesting.
Yeah, Seiji going for the initiative glyph right there so that he can get his initiative switch.
We'll see if he's able to take out that knight and take out Finn with the other 2 dwarves close by.
Yeah, this will actually really give him a really, really good momentum swing, potentially. With Dagmar, he's basically almost guaranteed to get 2 turns in a row. And if he uses those 2 dwarves close to the action to just really hammer down some attacks, I mean, like, even if he gets 1 in there to get on that piece of high ground next to Finn, he could then get a 6 attack at just stab with Derek next turn.
And that would be really brutal.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to opt for the even ground. It's not going to go too risky.
I don't know. I feel like that would have been a pretty safe attack, personally. Attack down on Finn, potentially put more wounds on him, be engaged next to that knight and to Finn. And if he gets the initiative switch here, then...
Yeah, that's probably something I would have done if I had Dagmar. If I didn't have Dagmar and it was like the normal end of a round, then I wouldn't want to commit that much and just lose a dwarf for free, basically. But
exactly.
I think I've been safe here. And Doc rolls a 1 for initiative, so he definitely does not win that one.
Well, Doc already knew that he was going to lose, so he just got one of those ones out of the way.
Yeah. One of those, each game you've got to roll a certain number of 1s, depending on how long the game goes, and he's just getting one of those out of the way. All right, 3 skulls coming in at Derek. Oh, and Finn is out.
That is 1 dead Finn. That was a really potent attack. I think Seiji really needed that to happen.
Yeah,
Now Seiji can actually control the glyph there, and he won't have to sacrifice bonding with his hero to get the +2 move.
mm-hmm. Yeah, and that also really just puts a huge damper on Doc's forward play right there.
Yeah,
Like I said, he was really going for this hill, but without Finn to help boost his knights, and also just that extra attack per turn, that's going to make it a lot harder for him to be able to fight against the dwarves.
right. And as we see, all of his order markers are on the knights there.
Right, yeah. So this is probably going to be a really big round for Seiji to be able to take an early lead.
Yeah, he can move up some of his dwarfs from the back and almost get into position to attack the next turn with the Valdeglyph, and it's looking a little rocky for Doc. But that said, Doc still has the second half of his army that he hasn't even played with yet.
Yeah, that's true. And Mohicans are really, really good. They can do work.
Oh, they can do work. Work.
Yeah. Going into this, I was actually thinking, when I first saw Doc's army, I was thinking it was a little too strong for a reverse the whip archetype, because it is a two-part army, but knights are really good, Mohicans are really good. That said, Seiji's running 3 squads of dwarves with Derek, which is also a really, really good army.
Yeah, very strong.
Yeah, there have been a lot of strong armies this tournament, so I think my own expectation of army strength was low.
Mm-hmm. That said, Seiji picking with the dwarves, not a whole lot of people know how to play dwarves well. So
yeah, but
maybe he's hinging on that fact.
We've got an expert here.
Yes, that's right.
Help us with the nuances of playing dwarves.
Pushes up glasses.
You need to get glasses so that you can push them up.
Did I just see that Seiji forfeited 2 attacks on that night?
Yeah. Yeah, he did. Huh.
Indeed.
He might have been just so caught up in moving his dwarves and figuring out where he wants to move dwarves and which ones he wants to move that he just forgot to attack. That does happen sometimes.
Oh, and that is a dead dwarf.
Yeah. That's a bummer for Seiji.
Talking about things being a little rocky for Doc, it looks like Doc has successfully negated that Finn death there. Killing 2 dwarves. That was pretty crucial. But he's still not out of the woods yet. He still has a lot of dwarves to deal with, and he still controls Balda. So
yeah, that's true. But still, dropping 2 dwarves right there, that was a pretty good turn for him. It helps, keep back Seiji's initial momentum. Right now, it's really kind of just a race with these frontline figures, because while Seiji has the glyph and is keeping it from Doc, mostly while he's being able to keep it from Doc, he's really hampering how much Doc is able to develop out into that area of the board. But if he loses it, and that's where Finn would come in handy. If Finn could kill the glyph holder and then pop a knight onto it in the next turn, then he'd be able to get his reinforcements in there a lot faster. But it looks like Seiji, I'm guessing, will have a little bit more consistency with how many figures he's able to bring in.
Right. Seiji going for the backstab on that knight and rolling 5 skulls. Oof.
Yep. That's Derek, man. Just doing work.
Derek. Doing some work.
Oh, we need Ty to watch. We should have had Ty commentating this.
Oh, man. Me and Ty would have went to town with these dwarf armies. All right, so he's wrapping that dwarf around up on height. Very smart move. Let's see, we got. Still can't quite reach that knight. that's attacking down on the one on the glyph. Unless he forfeits a height bonus, but we'll see. Looks like Seiji's really thinking out his dwarf moves here.
Yeah, he doesn't want to overcommit because if he goes too far across the board, then he's taking away the advantage that he has, where he's slowed down the knights and taken away their bonding hero. The knights are just going to be slow and they're going to take a while to get into the action. But if Seiji overcommits, then that doesn't even matter because the knights can just engage and fight anyway.
Very true.
Nah, you're very true.
Yep. All right. Oof, Seiji rolling some very spicy attacks. Maxed out skulls on that night. It's going to be toast.
Yeah, didn't have too much hope for that night. Oh, wow, and he maxes out his next attack as well.
Well, hopefully Doc has a little bit better luck with 5 dice.
Not quite.
Nope. Ooh, what a good turn. Very interesting. Doc completely owning that side of the board now.
You mean Seiji?
That's what I said.
Yeah, I heard it. I just want to make sure that I heard it.
I was just testing
lately, and I'm just making sure that my ears are working today.
Yeah, yeah. See, I was just helping you out. I knew that you were having ear problems, so I was like, I should just help Taylor out with his ear problems.
True.
Yep.
You're a chum. Everybody, I hope you get a friend like True someday. Someone you could call a true friend.
Word. All right, so Doc only being able to move 3 knights up to get an attack down.
Yeah, and then his knight on the right, it's kind of in an awkward position. You could go for Dagmar, but he'd probably lose it to the axe grinder, so he goes for the high ground right there. Does take out a dwarf, though.
That is a dead dwarf. That's fair. All right, number 3 on the dwarves. Does Seiji go for the Dagmar glyph again to get 2 turns in a row like last time? I feel like that's a pretty smart move, but with the Mohicans...
Yeah, I think the problem with that is there's the knight right there. And Doc still has 1 more turn, and a knight from height will probably be able to kill the dwarf if it goes for Dagmar. So personally, I wouldn't go for the glyph because I feel like that's probably just giving Doc a free kill. Okay. So he can go for the glyph and then use the other dwarf to tie up the knight on height. That way he at least keeps the dwarf safe.
And with how Seiji's been rolling, he's going to potentially kill one of these knights.
Oh yeah, probably. I'll have 2 attacks in here. Just iced one with Derek fairly easily.
Iced.
Yeah, man, you're gonna need some Valkyrian Wasteland set for that. That didn't work anyway.
I'm glad that you didn't stick with it.
Yeah, sometimes I overcommit to my bits, but...
Oh, maxed out skulls on one of those knights.
Yeah, takes out another knight, yeah. And Seiji's just been able to have that consistent attack power and just been able to really get in a lot of good, solid attacks on the knights. And now Doc's down to 2.
We'll hope that Doc's Mohicans kind of put in a little bit more work than these knights do as he rolls your skulls.
Right.
And one
Second attack is blocked, yeah.
Oof, that was brutal for Doc. Seiji getting the initiative and Valda, and then
Yeah, that's a
Ooh.
really powerful combo to be holding.
Not only that, but that last round he didn't even kill any dwarves. So those dwarves that he aggressively put forward, not
Yeah,
looking
they're
too
still
great.
in there. Sage, or sorry, it's just Seiji. Seiji takes the first turn initiative, circles around with Derek to get the sneak attack.
3 skulls, that's pretty potent. Doc will need to block this.
Yeah, and I mean, like, Doc's going to be able to go into his Mohicans at this point, but he's playing from behind by a pretty wide margin.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deficit that he's going to have to make up.
Yeah, and Mohicans can't, like, Mohicans, again, they're really, really good. Um, they could potentially pull this out, especially where Seiji's a little more spread out, but he does have just enough presence on that left side that I'd say he's going to be in a pretty good position for at least the next turn or two.
Yeah, he's going to be putting a lot of pressure on those Mohicans. And he has just enough move. Not quite to get that one next to the tree, next to any Mohicans, but the one up on height can definitely make some attacks down.
Yeah. So Doc's probably going to lose one Mohican this turn. That said, with all the Mohicans being so close, I mean, with the X-Grinders being melee and charging the start zone like this, the Mohicans will be fairly able to get the Brave Arrow activation, which will really help them to push back the Dwarf Assault.
All right. Well, we'll see. Still trying to decide where to move his dwarves exactly to kind of get some good attacks in. So that was 3 activated. I would think that he probably moves one of these back ones up. Yep.
Yep.
And
And he's
Seiji.
unfortunately tied up with that knight on the right. And he's going to stay tied up with the knight.
That was a pretty big block for Doc. But Seiji's attack dice are just on fire today. Holy cow.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he's blanked a single time. And only 1 squad of dwarves are down. So this,
right.
Yeesh.
That said, Doc does get his chance for a counterattack now. And Mohicans, I mean, I do trust the Mohicans. Like, again, there's only the 2 dwarves and Derek right there. Derek's going to be able to do some work. But I do trust that the Mohicans will be able to put some good damage in. Especially since they can, I mean, like, they're strong in melee, but they also have range and they can kite really well. Mohicans are just tough to play against.
Yeah, good against melee armies, good against ranged armies. Like,
yeah, just a little bit of everything. And it looks like he is going to go for some more aggressive melee attacks so that he can get the Brave Arrow activation. Hopefully, just clear them all out, clear all those dwarves out in one turn.
well, he's going to need to roll a little bit more than 1 skull.
Yeah, ideally.
But this might do it. You never know.
Yeah. There is a chance that Seiji blanks here. Oh, and it happened.
That's all Doc needed. We'll see if he's able to clear out some more dwarves. Yeah. Oh, wow. All right. Well, that's where all of Seiji's shields have been. It's just been in attacks. So,
yeah,
even with the +1.
And Doc being really, really smart with his placement there. Gets another strong attack on Derek, who just barely does not hide in darkness. He did a 13 or higher with the dungeon tile right there. But since Doc put 2 of his Mohicans next to Derek, he's able to
Get that
Yep.
Brave Arrow
Sorry.
activation.
Yeah, get that Brave Arrow activation. Sorry, that's where I was going. That's where I was.
It's okay, fam. I got you.
Yeah, but that's like one smart thing that I think newer players with the Mohicans, they struggle to get that Brave Arrow activation because they're like, it's so hard to get your Mohicans engaged, because if you get them engaged, then you either engage with too many figures and they die, or you don't engage with enough and you kill them, and then you don't get the Brave Arrow activation. And really the key is to engage heroes, and because you're probably not going to be able to kill them with the Mohicans. Of course, you also remember, if you kill everything next to the Mohicans and you don't get the Brave Arrow activation, then hey, you killed everything next to the Mohicans, so that's pretty good anyway.
That's true. That's very true.
But yeah, heroes are a prime target because you can leave 2 Mohicans next to them, attack the squads next to the heroes, and then use Brave Arrow to attack the hero.
This is not particularly looking great for Seiji here, losing both of his dwarfs that were on the offensive.
Yeah, that's true. He does still have Derek right there. He'll be able to take out another Mohican. Derek is at half life right now.
Yeesh.
So he'll maybe last another turn. It's getting into iffy area for Derek.
Yeah, I don't think Seiji was trying to string out his dwarves so much, but that just tend to happen.
Yeah, I think that's just kind of how the game played out. He got an early advantage and he decided to press it, which I think was a good thing. He was able to clear out the knights on the left side, get some early momentum against the Mohicans. And the unfortunate side effect is that he's now going to be having to race his dwarves to catch up with the action. But it won't be the worst position ever because Doc's already playing from behind. And dwarves are good enough, especially once he loses Derek, with the Viideoglyph and their +2 movement from their strategic bonding, they'll be able to catch up.
Yeah, 8 movement, that is nothing to sneeze at. Or maybe you do sneeze at it? I don't know. How does allergies work?
I don't know. Can you be allergic to speed?
Yeah, I guess if you're moving so fast that you just sneeze really quickly.
Yeah, that makes sense. That sounds like science to me.
Yeah, perfect science.
Flawless.
Ooh, and Seiji going into the attack on Brave Arrow. Probably anticipating this dwarf probably dying, though. 5 attack, Brave Arrow.
Yeah. And he does kill the knight on height.
Derek. Oh, okay. I thought that was on Brave Arrow. My bad. But that's a pretty good move. Yeah. Killing that knight.
Frees up that dwarf, lets him get another guy in. Brave Arrow does block the attack from the dwarf, though.
All right, so Doc having 4 Mohicans left.
Yep,
4 and Brave Arrow.
Brave Arrow, yeah.
Looking kind of scary for Doc, considering there's still a squad of dwarves or squad and a half of dwarves, Heirloom and Miberxa.
Right. Yeah, it's not a super favorable position for Doc on the field right now. Also because he doesn't really have a good way to ensure that he gets Brave Arrow bonding this turn.
Yeah, if he kills Derek, then
go for it. Yeah, ideally he'll kill Derek. I guess if he doesn't, then he's able to move Brave Arrow around and tie up 2 dwarves. But I think mainly what he's doing right now is kind of just having Brave Arrow be a meat shield.
It's probably for the best, especially because Hide in Darkness is a low roll at the moment.
That's true, yeah.
And there goes the Viideoglyph.
So dwarves not quite so speedy anymore. Although if Derek dies, then they'll just get their +2 back anyway.
That is very true. I think keeping Derek at the moment is probably more valuable, though. That way, Oh, and he misses the hide in darkness roll once again.
Yeah, if he blinks this. Okay, he's alive.
Oof.
That's another 2 skulls.
Hopefully he can get that hide in darkness. Nope. This is
Nope.
probably a dead Derek.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's out.
Bright side, no brave arrow bonding.
Yeah. Always look on the bright side of life.
Yep.
Do. Those dwarves are going to be able to swarm in there. That said, Seiji is down to 5 dwarves now. So I'm just going for the initiative glyph. Smart move.
Yeah,
Coming up to the end of the round.
That's not terrible. Getting that initiative switch could really help. And deciding not to move any more dwarves? He could move that one that is closer to Brave Arrow up and attack a Mohican. This one on the right.
Yeah, he'll probably be moving that one in. I think he's just trying to decide what exactly he wants to. Yeah.
I think the Mohicans are the bigger threat at the moment.
Yeah, agreed. If he can cut down on their numbers right now, he doesn't want to give Doc free kills, and the Mohicans are on the high ground right now. But he'll also be kind of having to do that anyway because Mohicans have range, and so they can stay on the high ground, and Seiji has to come to him anyway.
That's right. Oh, and it looks like Seiji is opting to attack Brave Arrow, which is potentially a good idea. Getting a hero out of the way, especially one that's at half-life, could be pretty important. Oh, sorry, not at half-life, because I was thinking of the knight. Don't mind me, I'm just talking out my butt.
Hey, I mean, talents are talents, man.
See, this is what I was talking about. Half-life hero. Right here.
Yeah, right here. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I was just predicting the future.
I believe it. Mm-hmm. Wait, you've seen this game. You saw all the spoilers. All right, and Brave Arrow's going to stay at Half-Life.
Well, yep. All right, then. I don't think I necessarily agree with that pattern of attacks there. I think I would have tried to kill some Mohicans.
Yeah, I probably would have gone for the attack up. This isn't a super happy position for Seiji to be in with Doc being able to get 2 melee attacks from height, and then also a ranged shot.
Yeah, not very happy.
But, I mean, that said, there wasn't like a super ideal position for Seiji anyway, because he could have, I mean, with his attack pattern right there, he probably would have tried to kill a Mohican and failed anyway.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't think that turn was gonna be perfect for him. It's just, I think it's the board state in general at this point. He's running out of dwarves. He's fighting against ranged figures, so he's just trying to get whatever advantage he can.
This is not looking great. Oof. It's probably another dead dwarf, too. However, there is Burxa still in the start zone. He can take some pot shots this next round and hopefully kill some Mohicans, which limits Doc's number of attacks. So,
yeah, the good thing that Seiji has going for him is he's got the initiative glyph, and Doc's not going to be able to take that away from him. So, what that did do is that ensured that, whether his dwarves live or whether his dwarves died, he can adapt to it with his order marker placement in this next round. Because say Doc had a bad turn and, the 2 dwarves had lived, he'd be able to put an order marker on the dwarves and get another round of attacks in without worrying about it because of Dagmar. Whereas now that he knows that they're dead, he's able to go in with Burxa and get the first shot.
Right. Leading with Burxa, maybe leaving a order marker on heirloom, trying to get some force orb action.
Sounds like your dogs are getting some force orb action over there.
Yeah, it looks like we have some company today, and they are not happy about it. So
Oh,
there's that.
yeah. Your dogs tend not to be happy about it. Oh, Seiji's just going in for more dwarf action.
Ooh, that is.
Yeah, I can't really disagree with that. I mean, personally, I may have gone for Mi Berksaw, but he's going to be able to get 2 attacks in anyway. So,
That's true.
I mean, it's not really a bad thing.
Unless he misses on his skulls.
That's true.
Still going for Brave Arrow though. I honestly can't say I agree with these attacks.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of I think actually, no, Brave Arrow with 5 attack, is probably the most dangerous thing to the best figure in Seiji's army, aka Heirloom, because Heirloom is best. Just Heirloom's the best. No, Heirloom's
Very
not.
true.
I like Heirloom because he's so average. I don't know. I just love Heirloom. But anyway,
I just think going for the guaranteed kill on the Mohicans, or not a guaranteed kill, but a more feasible kill on the Mohicans, even on height, would have probably been a better situation for Seiji.
Yeah, well, I don't know, because he really should have done, statistically, he should have done more damage to Brave Arrow with 4 attack on 3 defense. You'd think that would do more damage. Whereas an attack of 3 against a defense of 4 against a Mohican, that's kind of hit or miss whether or not you're going to actually deal a wound.
Yeah, but dealing a wound to the Mohicans is far more impactful to the board state than dealing a wound to Brave Arrow.
That's true, yeah. But the other point I was getting at was Mohicans with a lower attack than Brave Arrow, their Heirloom is able to take hits from Mohicans and just block them because of his automatic shield.
I suppose that's very true.
And so, I don't know. I can see it both ways. I probably also would have gone for a Mohican, but
also this Mohican's going to get some shots on the start zone there.
Yeah, probably going to go for Mi Berksaw, since that's an easier hit. Might go for Heirloom because he needs to be able to get as many attack dice against Heirloom as possible.
That's true.
If it's onto even ground, then he's probably going to be able to block attacks too.
Oof, with a blink from that one, it looks like the Mohicans might get the bonding with Brave Arrow here.
Yeah.
And Mi Berksaw taking 2 hits.
Yeah, all of the skulls went into that next attack for Doc where he maxed out and put some hurt on Mi Berksaw. He might be able to steal an order marker. Seiji does have 2 order markers on Mi Berksaw, so if there's 2 of them are numbered, he might lose the 3rd one. Order marker 3.
Oh, yep. Another blank from Doc. This is all according to his plan to get that Brave Arrow activation.
Yeah, he didn't even want that kill. Oh.
Wow. All right. Manages to block it.
Yeah, those dwarves just being able to hold that ground right there. Mi Berksaw coming into play now.
Wow, tying up those Mohicans. That's actually kind of a crucial play there.
Yeah, that worked out. I mean, I don't think Seiji thought it would work out that well, but it worked out better than he could have expected, I think. Because, I mean, like, on average, both of those dwarves die against, an attack 4, a shot, a Brave Arrow.
And if he's able to kill this Mohican, that basically takes the pressure off of him a little bit, at least for his heroes.
Yeah, he does. He gets rid of that little bit of momentum that Doc had, and now he's just got Doc tied up. There's the Mohican on the movement glyph, but that's not doing much for him right now with his figures so engaged.
Yeah, if he's able to kill Mi Berksaw and his 3rd order markers on it, then that's actually really huge for Doc.
Yeah, that's a really, really big swing.
All right, he just has to roll one shield.
Can he do it?
Can he do it?
Find out next time. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Find out right now.
He doesn't get that. That's a dead Miiberxa.
Yeah. So he might have stolen the order mark right there. The other order marker could have been on heirloom. We'll see. But he's still just not able to take care of those dwarves.
Does not look to be the case anyway.
At least one of the dwarves. One of the dwarves is going to live. Possibly both of the dwarves are going to live. He does get Brave Arrow now.
He does get Brave Arrow.
Yeah, those dwarves roll in defense like the knights should have.
Okay, well that's 2 skulls. We'll see what happens here. Okay.
Okay.
One dwarf dead.
One dwarf down. So that's something at least. Frees up another Mohican.
All right, stole an order marker.
Yeah, he took that.
That is huge.
That's actually
Doc,
really because now, now Doc can get some attacks on the heirloom.
Yep. And with that was a good call attacking Miiberxa there with that one Mohican. Because that came in crucial. He has 2 Mohicans freed up, which the dwarf and potentially put a wound on heirloom. And if Brave Arrow and another Mohican is able to kill that dwarf, then all of his units are freed.
Yeah, this could be really big. It could make up for the fact that he's been rolling so poorly against the dwarves that were tying up his Mohicans as well.
Very true. This could be the moment.
It's the bright spot in Doc's future hope.
He sees the opening. Does he go for it?
I mean, he better, right?
Well, I would hope so.
No, I'll just let you take this turn.
A little bit of a lull in the battle. Not quite sure what's going on here.
Yeah, they're probably talking something over. They are in a voice chat right now, so if they're having a discussion about anything right now, we unfortunately won't be able to see what they're talking about. Although I can recommend when you're playing online, voice chat does make the experience a bit more enjoyable. It's nice to be able to talk things out with your opponent instead of having to type it all out. And
very interesting. It looks like Doc is just opting to get 2 attacks on this dwarf, which I can't blame him with how well his dice have been doing.
And yeah, that's true. If he fails to kill the dwarf with his 2 Mohicans, then at least he still has Brave Arrow to get another attack in. Blanks the attack on heirloom, so that's not what he was wanting.
Not a happy day. 3 skulls on that second dwarf, though.
Oh, and it goes down.
Well, this is looking more like a battle. A single dwarf and heirloom versus 3 Mohicans and Brave Arrow.
Yeah, you could say that momentum has gone back to Doc.
Again, I think Seiji should have been attacking those Mohicans rather than tracking Brave Arrow. He wasted so many dice on Brave Arrow, and now he has way more attacks than him.
That's true. I still do, I think, disagree with that because Brave Arrow 1-on-1 versus heirloom would be more favorable for Brave Arrow, I think. Whereas,
but you would have had more dwarves at this point.
Would you?
Yeah, if you killed the Mohicans, you would have had more dwarves on the board because they would have less attacks on you, and then you would have been able to tie up Brave Arrow and use Heirloom and Miiberxa to take out Brave Arrow.
That's true. That's true.
It's all about them numbers of dice, my dude.
Got to roll more dice.
Just gotta roll
bigger
more dice.
Oh, and Doc taking initiative for the first time since round 1. Not a huge thing this round, I think. I guess Seiji probably could have killed a Mohican if he won initiative, but It's not as vital an initiative as it has been.
Right. He might be able to take out this dwarf and get more attacks on Heirloom in the future, but
Right.
just
Oh no,
taking
he's
two
just going straight
shots
in for
at
Heirloom.
Heirloom.
I mean, yeah, that's a good plan. Get the most dice while you can. That said, Heirloom does block the first attack. He's going to
Oof,
take
takes
2
two.
hits.
That's brutal. Hopefully Heirloom is able to get height here and take out one of these Mohicans.
Yeah, he'll be able to hop onto that piece of 3 height, probably attack the Mohican on the sand, I'd imagine. That said, Mohicans are pretty decent against ranged attacks because they do have concealment. It's not the most reliable power ever, but I mean, it is helpful. Being able to ignore wounds is always nice.
Deciding not to get height.
Yeah,
That's
that's kind of
interesting.
surprising to me. He's going for the jungle bonus instead. And he does kill a Mohican. And I guess the other Mohican, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The other Mohican is a little bit limited because of that dwarf on the high ground, so it can't super easily get a high ground attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, never mind. It can run back to the left.
Yep, but also it's able, or the one on Valda is going to be able to jump up on height as well.
That's true, yeah. And so Doc's going to opt to spread out his Mohicans a bit, get 2 height attacks down. Yeah, I think Seiji should have gone for the 3 height. Because Jungle Bush is nice, but being able to just keep Doc at attacks of 2 would be even better, especially since he's got Warforged Resolve. That said, first one does only roll 1 skull.
I still think that's risking it too much. But it seemed to work out this round.
Enough. Biscuit got
the biscuit, that's for sure.
Biscuit obtained. Hoorah.
Let's see if he decides to go for height here.
Yeah, well, at this point, if he goes for height, he won't be able to see the well, no, he could get height and even ground with that one Mohican. It is, I mean, like, Doc's doing exactly what he needs to do, which is make things awkward for Heirloom.
We'll see where he goes.
Yeah, he'll go for the even ground right there. Blink the attack, so that's not super happy.
Yeah, not looking great. Both Brave Arrow and Heirloom at half life.
Yeah, but that Mohican is now able to backpedal a little bit onto that high ground. It's not the happiest situation for Seiji. Said an attack of 2, not super scary with Warforged Resolve. The attack of 3 could be, but yeah, Doc's gonna have to roll more than 1 skull.
All right. I wonder if Heirloom just runs in there and tries to get an attack of 4 on him. I think he just tries to Force Orb him.
Yeah, I think he Force Orb. I'd stay I'd get a little bit closer to lower the concealment roll. But yeah, Force Orb, 3 attack against 2 is better than a 4 attack against 4. I would tell you by how much with a probability calculator, but I keep forgetting to pull that thing up.
Dang it, Taylor.
Sorry.
We're supposed to be professionals here.
Whatever, I'm not getting paid for this.
All right. Oh, and that's a dead Mohican.
Yep, takes it out. Looks
one
like
Mohican.
100%.
One Mohican and Brave Arrow versus one Dwarf and Heirloom.
Yeah. Super close end game for how much of a swing the early game was for Seiji. But, I mean, those Mohicans just able to get the shots in and be able to clean things up, make things awkward.
Ooh, very interesting. Looks like
Valda.
Snagging that Valda glyph just to give Brave Arrow extra movement.
Yeah, it makes sense because that means that Brave Arrow is going to be able to get the first strike and be able to get really good maneuvering around Heirloom. Um, and I mean, if he'd gone to shoot Heirloom, two attack probably wouldn't be doing anything, especially since I don't think he could even get even height at that range.
Ooh, that is a very aggressive play for Seiji here.
Yeah, he's going to run in there, take a shot at. Oh, but that is not.
That is
Hitting.
not an operable position for Heirloom, especially with
Yeah,
5 attack dice coming at him.
well, six attack dice because with the movement glyph, Brave Arrow can get on that piece of high ground.
Yeah, I don't think Seiji was thinking about that. I would have put
Yeah.
Seiji up on that 4 height square there and wait for Brave Arrow to come to him.
Right, yeah, I think playing a little bit passively for one turn.
And he does roll
Okay.
concealment, it looks like.
No, that's Seiji rolling that. I'm not sure why you rolled the d20 right there. Might have been a misclick.
Well, still getting concealment all the same.
Yeah. Yeah, now Doc's going to be able to get the. Yeah, six attack down on Heirloom.
See, this would make more sense if he was trying to use that dwarf to clean up Brave Arrow, but oh well,
Oh,
kind
he
of worked
does
out.
block it. Dang. Was not expecting that. I was expecting at least one wound right there.
So I would probably go for the 4 attack versus 4 defense here, especially where it. Well, he
Yeah,
does
he
not
does.
seem
And
to.
one skull. I mean, blinks are possible.
Yeah,
It's.
yeah, very true.
Hey,
Oh, okay, okay,
hey.
not too bad. Though, if this comes down to a dwarf versus Mohican, I think the Mohican wins.
Yeah, the Mohican with the range is just able to probably get the first strike on the dwarf, which is just huge.
But
Oh,
Doc
but
is.
oh my
Oh
gosh.
man.
Yeah, his attack dice, not loving him. Haven't really been loving him all the game.
Oh my
Two
gosh.
skulls in return. Yeah,
Yep.
that's a
All
dead.
right. Well. All
Uh,
right.
well, Brave Arrow bravely went into the fray, but just did not have the muscle to back up the play. I mean, it was a really good play. I think Heirloom should have died right there.
Heirloom almost 100% of the games should have died right there.
Yeah, but Teiji took that risk, and he got that bisque.
And Doc rolling a nat 20 for initiative. Not that I think it necessarily matters, but it could. It could very well.
It's really nice if he can get a good attack in on Heirloom. I mean, like, I just don't think that the Mohican has much of a chance against Heirloom, but winning initiative is nice to be able to get the attack from height.
Right. He can get up on that 3 hexer, get a nice 3 attack down on Heirloom.
Yeah,
I mean, if he maxes out, he could potentially just kill him. So.
right. It's true.
Oh, there we go.
Heirloom is in the shadow and next to a jungle bush.
Well,
So he's
blinks are
gotta,
possible.
if he blinks, Heirloom's dead. If he rolls two shields, he completely blocks the attack. Yeah.
All right. Well, here comes Seiji's Heirloom. Let's see if we kill a Mohican.
Only one skull. Doc fails a concealment roll, but he could. He's got two defense. Nope.
Nope.
And that's the game.
All right. Well, huh. That was very interesting.
Yeah.
I thought Doc had it there for a minute, and then his dice decided to not dice.
Yeah, that Brave Arrow only rolling two skulls twice against Heirloom. Yeah, that definitely hurt him.
Yeah, that there's a good percentage chance where Heirloom should have just died.
Right, yeah. Worked out really, really well for Seiji. Not to say that, I mean, like, it was a big risk for Seiji, and it ended up working out. But, I mean, also, Seiji just played really, really well throughout the rest of the game.
Very true. Very, very true.
He had a really good battlefield awareness, using the initiative glyph to his advantage, being able to put in some early pressure on the knights and then just drive that so far take out all the knights and get good hits on Mohicans before his dwarves
Right.
were even close to being down.
There's a couple things I might have disagreed with, but I can't argue with results. So there's that.
Yeah. Say what you will. He gets results.
Mm-hmm. I think I would have pushed the Mohicans a little bit harder, but that said, he is the victor. He still has a 2 life heirloom left and a dwarf, so
Yeah.
very well played on Sagey's part.
Yep, all worked out really well. Doc also played really, really well. Being able to use the Mohicans as well as he did to be able to push back the dwarves, get early hits in on me Berksaw. It's really, really good play on both sides. I'm really impressed with both players this game.
Agreed. And you know what I'm more impressed with, Taylor?
How loud your dog is?
Well, there's that. But this is the end of the show, so I'm impressed that we made it through another hour-long episode.
Oh yeah. Hurrah for us.
Yeah. But I think we're gonna wrap it up here because mainly my dogs are being very loud, and 2, because the game's over. So there's that.
I guess that does technically. We could shoot the breeze.
Shoot it up. Shoot
Give
it
the
up
viewers
good.
what they want.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. This is 10 Points Under. I have been your host, True Murray.
And I have been your host's friend, Taylor.
Whatever. You're also the host.
Oh. I've been also the host, Taylor.
Yeah, there we go.
Or Bigga.
Nailed it. Okay.
Pretty
Anyway, guys, if you like this kind of content, please like, comment, and share, and subscribe for more, because we'll be bringing out more in the future. And we'll see you all next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.